Don't care what you came from, only what you're gonna do tonight. This is what we came for. Let's find out what we're made of tonight. The way you rock the dance floor, I can feel your heartbeat all night. I don't know what I'm in for, but baby, keep it going. I don't mind. We dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching. My hands on your body, surroundings getting foggy tonight, but we just getting started. Sophistical and flawless unite, and we just wanna stay here. It's obvious, it's all clear now. I know what I'm in for, so baby, keep it going. I don't mind. We dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching. We dance like nobody's We dance like nobody's watching.
Hello everybody, it's your friend Kevin and welcome. So we are on commitment number 9 of 12 and this is the 10th of January 2021. Just to recap, I went through, or I'm going through, or I'm sharing this, or I'm leading this because I realized that there is a drop in our decisions to make these resolutions at the beginning of the year or the beginning of something, to set these goals, to put together these intentions, and at some point there's a drop in it, there's a change in it, there's an alteration of it. And it seems, at least for me, I don't know about for you, that very similar habits continue every New Year's Eve. We kick the old year to the curb to live with hope and understanding that something new is going to happen. And indeed, it usually does. But the resolutions with which we came to be intentional about the changes we want have gone somewhere. They disappear. Those old habits pop back up. And I wanted to create a little shift for people to look at perhaps where that's happening and why that's happening, and to maybe turn the corner of it happening so that we can all, myself included, grow and feel better about things, especially goal setting. I should have done a better job of tidying up my desk here this morning. But anyway, so what is the commitment number 9? Simply don't rush the process. Don't be in such a hurry. There is a silly Zen saying that says, don't just do something, sit there. And of course, you know, we've heard the opposite, don't just sit there, do something. I find that quite interesting. Don't just do something, sit there. In our culture of getting it all done, accomplishing it, living up to our own deadlines and the deadlines of other people, running around, ushering ourselves from point A to point B to point C to point D to do all of the things in a period of time that we believe we're expected to do. And when they don't get done, there is this feeling of guilt and shame and all sorts of negativity that is placed upon us because what we were hoping to do didn't get finished, didn't get done. And usually right up behind it is that finger pointing of blame. Should have done this, didn't do that, didn't get this done. Well, if this one had done this one and this one had done that one and this one had done da, 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 da. And I find it quite interesting that we find ourselves right now, at least in the Western culture, where it is hurry up and wait. The supply chains have slowed down. The ability to get things in, whether it's stores, whatever, has slowed down. The number of people who deliver these items from point A to point B, truck drivers, etc., has slowed down. In some cases, they've come to a stop. And yet there is still this frenzied idea that we have to keep going and quick, hurry up, come on, let's go. You hear it. You hear it with parents who have got an agenda and they want to hurry their children along because they've got to get somewhere by a certain time. Well, you may or you may not. The bliss really happens when we just sink in and allow the process to be what it is. There's another Zen saying that a steady drip on a rock eventually will break that rock down. But it happens drip, by piece, by little, by little, by little. And yet, our culture has taught us that we have to do everything at warp speed. We have to do everything like yesterday. I was looking for something in this book. This is coming from the inspiration of 40 Days to Personal Revolution, which I've done several times, led several times, that was inspired or at least created, founded by Baron Baptiste of the Baptiste Power Institute, Yoga Institute. There is an awful lot of my yoga teacher training where the principles of life apply. And I don't necessarily think people have to practice yoga to get them. I'm trying to think of where this was. But, okay, Jesus asked, what good is it for a man if he gains the whole world yet forfeits his soul? And that, I think, sums up the way we are. What good is it to get from A to B if we just really aren't in the process of the unfolding of it? Baron talks about a student who had an aha moment when they were teaching yoga. You know, when we go on these yoga, when I went on this yoga retreat, there's a process with which we have to do practice teaching. There's a set of sequences, and we have a go at teaching people, like calling poses. And the idea is to improve and improve and improve and improve and sort of try it on, see what happens. There are folks who, there's no way they were doing it. Other folks, well, why not? Let's see. And, you know, at the end of it, you get a certain set of feedback. There's a feedback of, was it this way? Was it that way? Should we do this? Should we do that? And the feedback goes. There's another awkward opportunity for people who don't like to give feedback. They're not interested in listening to the feedback or giving the feedback, because in their head it's criticism and it's a process. When you get through it, you realize, you know, the feedback isn't personal. It is a way to coach somebody into being a better version of themselves. Anyway, I'm digressing. But anyway, this person stood up in one of these teacher workshops and realized that in the beginning of the process of teaching, she was upset that there was so much noise in the room. There were so many people doing the same thing over and over, she couldn't be heard. They were trying to get her to find her inner voice. She couldn't find her inner voice. She was distracted by this group over here and that group over here. It was hard for her to find her feet. And she then realized that what she needed to do was be okay with the suckiness of it, be okay with the awkwardness of it, so that she could eventually shine and eventually stand in that power and eventually command that power and eventually throw that voice out there, because that's what she was there to do. I think the student realized there was no way she could have changed all of these other aspects, and neither would she want to change those aspects. She was just trying to find her own way. And that's how it is in life. When we're trying to find our own way, when we're trying to find that pathway forward, trying to meander and work our journey of life, it isn't about getting to the finish line faster than anyone else. It's about appreciating the right now wisdom, the wisdom in the right now of patience, of seeing that perhaps if you take it a little bit longer, it'll come together better. I've long since felt like I've said this affirmation and felt like this or something better manifests for me for the highest good of all concerned. So be it, so shall it be. And saying that affirmation over and over has done a lot for me to get rid of and dump any disappointment. Because if something didn't quite work out on Monday, there wasn't any time. I'll give you an example. On Saturday, I trotted over to a small business place to get the dog food, and the lady said, "Oh, wait! I got to tell you, that brand that you want, the same manufacturer, we've got some food in, but it's not the flavor, it's not the whatever it was, the beef and the rice." I said, "Well, do you have something very similar that's made by the same company that perhaps has the same makeup of ingredients?" "Yes, we've got a different flavor." I said, "Okay, well, I'll take that." The lady was aghast that I should be okay with whatever they had that was different. The expectation was that I was going to go into a frenzy of, when's it coming? How will I get it? And why don't you have it? Those kind of things. There are always going to be things that will happen. It should not be this big rush to judgment or this big rush to get to the end. So don't rush the process. St. Francis of de Sales said, "Have patience with all things, but chiefly have patience with yourself. Don't lose courage in considering your own imperfections, but instantly set about remedying them. Every day, begin the task anew." I love that. Every day, you start the day brand new. Every single day, you start the day, put your feet on the floor, and make that statement: this is a good day. I'm having a good day. Today, all the things I ever wanted will line up perfectly for me. And in my day, there will be contrasting, and there will be challenges, and there will be differences, and there will be things that happen out of sequence. It will still be a good day. And the out of sequence opportunities will show me that my day is meant to be the way it's meant to be, and it is still a good day. And then thank you for this good day. Because the reality of it really is, one day there won't be a day. One day your spirit will go up into non-physical, and there'll be a different existence. I'm sure all of you have known and experienced somebody recently that have literally left their physical embodiment and gone to a spiritual. Do they get to the end of the life, get to the end of this life, get to the end of where they are and say to the Creator or whatever they believe they go to, "Oh my gosh, I left a pot of water on the stove. Oh, gracious me, I got to go pick up the dog from the groomer's. Oh my Lord, I don't quite know. Well, hang on, I got all these bills I got to pay." No. No. From non-physical to physical, it's like that. It's instant. It's done. Finished. Kaput. So live in the right now. Be in the power of right now. Can you put off to another time what you can't get done? Yes, you have to. You owe it to yourself to be healthy. You owe it to yourself to be powerful. You owe it to yourself to have a great life by removing or understanding or realizing where the great life is not. And sometimes that comes from sitting still and doing no thing. That's where wisdom is. All right, my friends, I'm going to pull the cards and see. Here we go. I'm still using Kyle Gray's Angel Guide Oracle deck because I think it's a kind of a fun little deck that is, it could be seen as a beginner's deck. It's sort of like has some message. They've all got messages. They're usually upbeat and positive. So let's go. Let's put that one. I don't know what happened to my other camera, but we'll just go with it. All right. Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, guides of the spirit realm, guides of the light, thank you for reminding us and me that you're present. And please reveal to me and us through these oracles what we need to know for the day. Bring us a message that's positive, a message to send us on our way. There we go. What card did we have revealed here? Oh, self-acceptance. There we go. That means accepting things as it is and as it isn't and going with the flow. There we go. Let's just do that one. We've got that there. Beautiful image. Just sitting down and being okay where we are in life, being okay with what the day unfolds for us. And I'm going to read what Kyle has written in here. For me personally, I'm seeing that self-acceptance is learning to work the dance between how individual we are, how brilliant we are as an individual, and how when we take our brilliance, we take our power and join it with somebody else who's brilliant and somebody else who's got that. There's all kinds of things that can be created. Self-acceptance is being expressive but authentic. It's being okay with whatever you agree with and don't agree with. Not making a big fuss about it. Not trying to become somebody that you're really not. They're already taken. So the message is you're making incredible efforts to heal and release habits that held you back. Take a moment to look at yourself through the eyes of the Mother, the Father, God, and appreciate how far you've come. All the adversity you faced and the person you are today. Angels are wrapping their wings around you and encouraging you to see what they see. And they see you as perfect, just the way you are. If your confidence has dropped or you've been not as positive as you'd like to be, change that right now by giving yourself credit where it's due. Maybe you've discovered that negative talk and thoughts aren't working for you. This is the time for you to try loving yourself instead. To get started, try speaking to yourself more respectfully and giving yourself more leeway and some time to change. In the extended message, when this card appears, know that your self-esteem and confidence have taken some knocks over the years and you have had thoughts that are no longer serving you. Your angels want nothing more than you to be happy and at peace. And they are drawing close to help you do that right now, to restore your confidence in yourself. You have the ability to live life that you love, but to experience it fully and to recognize that you are worthy of this life. So take some time today to realize that heaven loves you unconditionally, and that small steps to loving yourself in the same way. The outer world you experience is a mirror of the conversations you have on the inside with yourself. So align them with love. The outer world becomes the manifestation of what your inner dialogue is saying. Sometimes that's very difficult for people to get their head around. Most people believe that things happen to them as a result of other people and other situations. And they get caught in this rut this row, this ditch of doubt, and they believe and say and attest that nothing works out for me. My days are always this way, that way, the other way. I can't this and I can't that and I can't and I can't. There's no possibility anywhere for hope. And angels, in human form as well as spiritual form, continue to remind us that there is always hope at the end of it. I've seen so many folks, whether they've been learning yoga or whether they've sat in my chair and got their hair done, they can't believe that their hair would do something or their body will do something or that this would happen or that would happen. There's a habit that we get into that talks negatively about how we are, who we are, what we are. Those conversations in our head that become feelings we have about each other, have about ourselves. I myself work on judgment of other people. I'm now learning to catch it, a bit like a nasty cold. I catch that judgment, catch myself saying negative things. If I see something that I don't feel is quite right, I catch it, then would say to myself, why am I having an adverse effect, an adverse reaction, an adverse judgment toward this person, that situation? What is going on in my world that I have to push that on someone else? And usually it's because I'm not listening to myself. I'm not giving thanks for the time I have for doing the things I want to do, which is like this. All right, my friends, until next time, lots of love. Stay well, stay hydrated, and be patient. Bye.